Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into something you might not hear about every day, the real story of Islam and Muslims in Canada right now. Stick with me because what is happening there might surprise you. If you picture Canada, you probably think of snow, diversity, and peaceful cities like Toronto or Vancouver. But behind that image, there is a fast-growing Muslim community that is quietly reshaping parts of society in a very unique way. Islam in Canada is not new, but its growth over the past few decades has been remarkable. Today, Muslims are one of the fastest-growing religious groups in the country, driven by both immigration and a steady number of local converts who are finding meaning in the faith. What makes the Canadian Muslim experience different is how diverse it is. You will find Muslims from South Asia, the Middle East, Africa, and even people born and raised in Canada. This mix creates a version of Islam that feels global, yet deeply connected to Canadian culture. In cities like Montreal and Calgary, mosques are not just places of worship. They have become community hubs where people gather, support each other, and even engage in social activism. It is not just about religion, it is about identity and belonging. Young Muslims in Canada are also playing a big role in shaping the future. They are active on social media, in universities, and in public discussions. They talk about faith, but also about challenges like discrimination, identity struggles, and balancing modern life with tradition. At the same time, it is not always an easy journey. There have been moments of tension, especially around topics like religious freedom, hijab, and public perception. Some provinces have even introduced policies that spark debate among Muslims and non-Muslims alike. But despite these challenges, many Muslims in Canada are thriving. You see them in politics, business, healthcare, and education. They are contributing to society while holding on to their faith, showing that integration does not mean losing identity. Another interesting trend is the quiet rise of interest in Islam among non-Muslims. Some are curious, some are studying, and others are converting. It is not something you always see in the headlines, but it is happening in the background. So when we look at Islam in Canada today, we are not just looking at numbers. We are looking at a living, evolving community that is finding its place in a modern Western society while staying rooted in its beliefs. And this is just the surface of the story. If you want to understand how Islam is growing and changing across the world, make sure you keep watching because there is so much more to uncover. As we come to the end of this discussion, it becomes clear that the story of Islam in Canada is still being written. What we are seeing today is not a final picture, but a process. A community that continues to grow, adapt, and define its place in a country known for diversity. What stands out the most is the balance. Muslims in Canada are not just holding on to their faith, they are actively shaping how it fits into a modern, multicultural society. This creates a unique identity, one that blends tradition with everyday life in a way that feels natural and evolving. At the same time, the challenges cannot be ignored. Questions about identity, acceptance, and representation are still part of the journey. But instead of slowing things down, these challenges are pushing conversations forward, making the community stronger and more visible. It is also important to understand that what you see in this video is only a small window into a much bigger reality. Due to privacy and respect for individuals, some visuals or clips may not fully represent real situations, but the message and the facts behind them remain meaningful and grounded in reality. So if you found this topic interesting and want to explore more stories like this from around the world, make sure you follow this channel and check out the other videos. There are many untold stories about Islam and Muslim communities globally, and you do not want to miss what is coming next.